Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So it's typical British weather outside, pissing it down. That means raining if you're American. And I've got my summery top on. So I want to talk today about what I've kind of been feeling the last couple of months, especially in lockdown as well. Because obviously in lockdown you can't really meet people, you're not meeting people in bars and clubs and stuff. So if you're single like me, you're literally just relying on dating apps to try and meet people. And at this point, how long? Haven't really had a conversation with someone that isn't on the phone for, it's got to be about 10-11 weeks now. So it's like just me in my own company for 10-11 weeks, and it's just crazy now. Should I lose weight basically to find love? I haven't really put on any weight in lockdown. I know a lot of people that have put on like stones, like quite a lot of weight in lockdown, but I kind of haven't, because I've used this time to really like eat well and exercise, and I've been running. But it got me thinking, should I lose weight to find love basically? I don't really have a problem, I'm quite lucky, I don't really have a problem getting matches, and I speak to people, but I kind of feel that people are almost disappointed when they meet me in real life. And I think as well with YouTube, obviously a lot of it is based on my looks, and then when I go and edit the videos back, I know that you do look bigger on camera than you are, but I was kind of like, I almost didn't think I looked as big as I am. So filming videos and doing YouTube, it's definitely made me more aware of how I look and how much I weigh, which I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing, because before I kind of knew I was probably bigger but didn't really think about it. But now, because I'm filming each week and I'm editing videos, I'm kind of conscious of how I look, and giving advice and stuff. Even like aside from the dating thing, I'm kind of conscious of, are people going to listen to a fat person giving advice? And I think also as well, it's kind of, it's been driven by insecurities and people I've like dated in the past, and obviously as soon as I recognise that behaviour, I just cut them off. But I've actually been on really bad dates where people have said things like, you look bigger than your photos and you don't look like your photos, which is really rude. It's not as if I'm putting up fake photos, I'm putting up photos of myself. But I guess it's like most people, I haven't been anywhere for 3 months. I can't take these elaborate shots of me going out anywhere because I've been stuck inside for 3 months. So obviously you've got to give and take a bit. My photos are going to be 3 months later. I guess it's just one of my insecurities. I mean, I know everyone has insecurities, but for me, I've always had guys commenting saying, oh, you're really pretty if you lost weight, or if you were thinner, you would be hot, and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm not even really a big girl. I've always been the hourglass shape, and of course when you have like big boobs and that, you do look bigger. And unless you're wearing like a V-cut top where it's like that, you're gonna look bigger. And it's even kind of influenced how I'm filming my videos as well, because if you see now, I'm kind of cropping them here, whereas before I did like full length ones and you could see. And then obviously where I'm filming in my flat, I haven't got like a load of room to film, so I'm kind of sitting on my bed, and then because I'm sitting on my bed I get like a roll like round my belly where I'm filming, and it's like, it's obviously because I'm sitting down and I'm kind of hunched over a bit, but it's just, everything's just made me a bit like self-conscious, which I didn't really feel so much before. But I think it's kind of, I don't know if it's the whole situation of like lockdown, and maybe it's almost as if I'm paying like too much attention on the way I look and stuff. And I think maybe I've just been watching too much of the wrong content on YouTube, and like I always say on my channel, is to, when you're like watching dating advice, to like watch like a broad spectrum of dating advice, and not to just listen to one person and then everything they say verbatim is true. So, but I think for me personally, I've probably been watching a bit too much of the MGTOW kind of content, because when you watch a lot of that, it's almost like lose weight, you have to be thin. If you're not thin, you won't get a man. And it's like, not every guy out there wants to be with a girl that's like really, really slim. There's a whole spectrum of what guys like and what guys find attractive. And just because you're a bit bigger doesn't necessarily mean that you won't find that man. I think being slimmer, what it does is it probably opens your options up to more men, because maybe the majority of men prefer a slimmer woman. But it doesn't mean that, just the thing is, just because you're slim doesn't mean that you'll find someone, because I found that even when I was slimmer, that didn't necessarily help me find a man either. So I think that's why, it's kind of why I'm doing YouTube as well, because when I do YouTube I can kind of, it's almost given me a chance to show guys what I'm like without them relying on photos, because a lot of people, when they just look at my photos, they just swipe left. But now I have my channel and I'm showing people more of my personality. It's really helping me, because it's showing people what I'm like, whereas if they're just basing it on my pictures, then they're not getting the real me, basically. But I kind of feel at the moment that, I don't know, I think it's because I've just had a lot of rejection recently on Tinder, and I've had a lot of people just chatting to me for a week and then they'll just unmatch me. And I think it's what I talked about in my last video, about this disposable nature of Tinder and people not really getting to know me. And it's kind of brought out the insecurities I've always had about being bigger and being single. But ultimately, I guess I am going to try and lose weight, mainly because I think, well, for me, obviously, for like to be healthier, and I know it will be more professional on camera if I'm a bit thinner. I'm not really sure the point of this video, really. It's just, I think it's brought out the insecurities in me really. And I think it's because I've always had this insecurity where people have always said, like, you're pretty but you're like you're big or you're fat or whatever. And I think ultimately it comes down with what you are happy with. I think losing weight just to get a man is the wrong way to look about it, because you shouldn't just change. You shouldn't lose weight for somebody else. If you want to lose weight, it should come from within. It should be an internal goal that you set for yourself to be better. It shouldn't be a goal to gain external gratification from somebody else. It shouldn't be, should I lose weight to get lots of men? It should be, I want to lose weight to be healthier. And you have to remember that your looks will fade, and what's inside at the end of the day is more important. As ever, if you like my video, if you want to subscribe to my journey, then that would be great. Give me a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, everyone.